everyone, welcome back to KXAN Live. I'm your anchor Esmeralda Zamora, and today we have our Weekend Watch segment ahead of this weekend with meteorologist Freddie Vela. Freddie, thanks for joining us. How are you doing?
I'm doing great, and yourself?
I'm doing amazing because it's almost the weekend.
It's almost the weekend, and it's almost Christmas / Hanukkah / Kwanzaa
/ New Year's.
/ New Year's. There's a lot going on over the next couple of weeks. But, I'm excited not only for today, but for what's going on this weekend.
Yeah, and this weekend we have a big event. It's our UT Longhorn football game. It's going to tell us if we're going to make it to the playoffs, so I'm sure a lot of people are waiting for that, right?
Oh, yeah. This is something a lot of people have been waiting for, the biggest game. Unfortunately, didn't win against Georgia, but that's all right. We can still look forward because the playoffs kick off this weekend. So I figured, why not be part of our weekend watch and make it something really cool. Let's go ahead and check out what's happening for Saturday. The biggest thing, Clemson taking on Texas. That's going to be this Saturday. It's the first ever clash between the two Titans. And that's happening this Saturday. Texas is favored to win, but obviously a lot of people are looking at the Tigers, hoping that they're going to win. Now, here's some stats that I pulled because it's weekend watch. Might as well do this. So Tigers offense is best while running the ball. That's what I've been reading. The other thing is that the Longhorns defense is one of the best in the league right now, or in the college football. So the kickoff is going to be at 3 p.m. this Saturday. And of course, beforehand, there's going to be a ton going on right outside of DKR Memorial Stadium. So make sure you guys check that out, tailgating and whatnot. So I encourage you to be part of this great event if you can't be out there. Of course, there's plenty of places all across Central Texas that are going to be hosting watch parties. So make sure that you watch this. It's going to be one of the biggest games of the year. And of course, it's going to be right here in our backyard at the UT campus. We are wishing the best to the Texas team. So here's a look at your forecast for Saturday. Kickoff is going to be at 3 p.m. as I mentioned before. We're looking at about 63 degrees for the kickoff. And for the halftime, it's going to be about 60 degrees with sunny and pleasant conditions, across the Saturday itself. I'm not expecting it to be a very hot day at all. You won't need the jacket to begin with, but once we start getting towards the end of the game, you may need to take a light jacket with you because it will start cooling off at that point. The sun will start going down by around 5:30. So check it out. One of the coolest things you're going to be able to check out is going to be at DKR Texas Memorial Stadium. So hopefully the Longhorns, will bring it home for us. And of course, right outside our studios, we're going to be able to hear it. Oh, fun fact, by the way, Esmeralda, I will be here on Saturday. I'm going to be working for Tommy House. He's going to be taking a little bit of time off. So, I'm excited because I'll be able to walk right outside and I'll be able to hear all the cheering fans every time Texas scores because they're going to, right?
Yes, they will.
They have to. They have to. All right, I have another event that I want to talk about. This one is really cool too. I remember growing up, my mom would always watch the Golden Girls. And I was always bummed that it didn't go on longer than it did. Went into become the Golden Palace, and then that was pretty much it. That only lasted like a season. Well, guess what? The Golden Girls are back for a one night and one night only. Well, a couple of nights, but it's the same show. Golden Girls, The Laughs Continue. That's going to be at the McCullough Theater. That's taking place now all the way through this Sunday. This Sunday is the last show. It's going to be live on stage, and they're doing the show like if it was in current times, 2024.
Wow.
Yeah, so they're bringing, the four characters. Obviously, the actresses are no longer with us. But they're bringing the four characters back to life on stage. Rose, Sophia, Dorothy, I missed one. Rose, Sophia, Blanche. Of course, how could I forget Blanche? So anyway, it's going to be taking place from now all the way through this Sunday. 7:30 is the time that the show is going to start, but on Sunday they have an extra show, and that's going to be at 1 p.m. So make sure you guys check it out. GoldenGirlsTour.com is where you can go get that information, and it's really cool. Now, I guess a little bit of warning: it is 18 plus, so kids. This is not a kid-friendly event. This is for the adults, and it is a drag show, so it's going to be obviously, a drag overall. So check this out. It's going to be a lot of fun if that seems like something you're really into. It's going to be a really great event. take place at the McCullough Theater, which is out on the UT campus. By the way, in case you're wondering what the rest of the weekend is going to look like, Saturday, we mentioned, about 62 degrees. Sunday, though, just a couple of degrees warmer, looking like we're going to hit about 64 degrees on Sunday. And here's the thing, the clouds are going to start rolling back in as we get into Sunday. We're looking at partly cloudy to mostly cloudy skies. It'll be a tad warmer, but not as much. And then a little bit of foreshadowing for Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. We are looking at temperatures moving back up for Christmas. Unfortunately, it won't be 60s. It's going to look more like it'll be in the 70s. But
wow,
that's past the weekend. Let's start again this weekend. It's going to be great. So the two great events, the UT game, which I'm really excited about, and then, of course, the Golden Girls, the laughs continue on stage.
Well, 70 degrees, 80 degrees on Christmas is a typical Texas Christmas for us, so we're used to it.
Yeah, we are used to it. I was looking at some of the stats of what we've been able to experience. One of the interesting things is that there was one year, and I can't remember the year off the top of my head, but that we had the final freeze on Christmas Day. So it has happened before where we don't get any more freezes. Do I think that's going to be the case here? No. But I have looked at a lot of the models, and unfortunately from now to the end of the year, we're looking at some of the warmest conditions. And I don't think this is going to be, well, first off, it's not going to be a cool Christmas, but it definitely looks like it may not be a cool New Year either. We are moving into a La Nina pattern, which does mean a warmer than normal winter overall. But for more details on that, you can go to kxn.com. Chief Meteorologist Nick Bannon did a whole write-up on it, and Kristen Curry also contributed to that. So I encourage you guys to check that out. And then if you're interested in any of these two events, UT game or the Golden Girls, the laughs continue, I encourage you to visit our website, kxan.com. There's actually all the details there for both of the events. And of course, all the graphics that you saw here with more information on where you can go, what you can do in order to, go to either of these two. So really, really excited. I think this is going to be probably one of the biggest games of the year. Obviously, we're all really excited, and we hope that Texas brings it home for us. And it's just the first round playoffs. But I think because Texas lost to Georgia at home and then obviously away, I think this is one of those things where we need to come together, we need to rally, and we really want this win for the first game.
Yes.
Obviously, we'd love to win the whole thing, but I think this first game is what we really, really want, just to be like, okay, we did it. We're fine. We're here.
Yeah, and this win is going to determine if we're going to make it to the playoffs, so that's just even more important to win this game. So we need that fan support. So everyone head out there, or try to head out there, watch it on TV if you can't make it. If they can buy tickets, because those ticket prices are a little high. But like I said, if you can't make it to the game, there's plenty of watch parties that are going to be happening. And then on top of that, the tailgating that's going to be happening all morning long. Probably the best part of the game, right?
Yeah, just go, just enjoy. You're able to tailgate. You can meet new fans, new people. Who knows? Maybe you'll run into Matthew McConaughey while you're out there.
He's always out there.
He's always out there. He's at every game. So I know this Saturday I'm actually going to be working. So I'll be here at the studio watching the game with some of the sports guys, and we'll see what happens.
Yeah, and if anyone is interested in the drag show, The Golden Girls, I went ahead and added a link to the tickets in our article online, so you can jump in there, click on that link, and find your tickets.
Yeah, and just so people know, that's not the focus. The focus, obviously it's a drag show, and Esmeralda's right. I guess that's more for everyone's knowledge. But it's about a show. It's about having fun. It's about being on stage and enjoying and laughing and being silly. And thank you so much for putting that in there, Esmeralda, and that way people can check it out. Because I think anytime we can just laugh, I think that's the biggest thing, because there's so much dreary stuff going on in the world. I think just enjoying yourself with friends and what's going on stage, I think that's a lot of fun.
Yeah, and live shows are always the best thing to watch.
Always the best. Thank you, Esmeralda.
Well, thanks so much for joining us, Freddie. Excited to see what events we have for Christmas weekend.
Yeah, thank you so much, and we'll see you next week.
And that's all we have today for Weekend Watch. Remember, we have a couple more streams going later today, so if you can, please join us here on KXAN Live. Thank you. Yay.